Welcome to my video series, How to Code Reading Behaviors with Running Records. I'm Dr. Julie Webb, your host and creator of LitCentric.com. Now in our video series, we're covering the 9 most common codes you'll use in a running record. And even if you've never done a running record before, if you watch this video series, you'll be well on your way to coding the behavior your students are doing and understanding better about the kind of readers they are and what they know how to do. So today, we're going to take a look at a different kind of code. We're going to take a look at omissions. Now before we go on, make sure to click subscribe below and ding that little bell up in the corner of your screen there so that you don't miss a single video from LitCentric. And make sure you stay tuned at the end of the video where I'm going to share with you a free resource that you can download today that will help you with all the codes that we cover in our video series, as well as understanding what in the world they're telling you what to do about them. Let's take a look at omissions. Now we're using our simple sentence here, we like to play. And let's say a student's reading along and they omit the word like. So we're going to combine our omission coding with the correct reading coding. Now remember, correct reading means that we put a check mark or a tick mark above each word. But when we get to the word like, the student is going to omit the word or leave it out, which happens a lot when we read. It happens when adults read, it happens when children read. It doesn't really matter how great of a reader you are. Every once in a while, you might skip a word or leave it out. So to code omissions properly, the student reads we, and they skip the word like. So we're going to draw a line here to separate what the student did from what the text says and from teacher behavior. So we draw this line here, and to show an omission, we're going to draw a little minus sign, meaning they just left that word out. And the student continues to read to and play. So if your students omit words, it's important for you to code those. So make sure you draw a line separating student behavior from the text and teacher behavior and draw that little minus sign to show omission. If a student's omitting too often, that's something you're going to want to know and to correct in their reading behavior. Now, codes are great, but they don't tell us everything we need to know about our students. But lucky for us, running records offer more opportunities than that. And one of the best things about running records are the comprehension conversations that you have with students once they've read the text. Comprehension conversations help you break down and really understand what a student really understood and knows based on the text, and maybe where background knowledge is kind of playing its part. And also, the parts that they miss, things they didn't really understand very well. And that's where the opportunities are for you to intervene and make a difference for that reader. Now, I created a course, Running Record Bootcamp. It's an online course you can take anytime from any device. And in Running Record Bootcamp, one of the things that we focus on are those comprehension conversations. Because codes are great, but they don't tell us enough about how a student really processes a text from a comprehension and cognitive standpoint. So in the course, not only do we cover simple codes like these, but I show you how those comprehension conversations, what they look like, what they sound like, even with a real student. And we analyze things that the student said and even adjustments that the teacher makes in that conversation in order to get more information out of the student so that you walk away from your running record really understanding what the student knows and maybe the parts of the book that they didn't process very well, because that's where the opportunities are for you to intervene and make a difference for that child. So I promised you a resource that you're not going to want to miss. If you log on to Running Record Bootcamp, the link is in the comments below. That's going to take you to my online course, and there's a lot of free things for you in there, things you can download and videos that you can watch just to check out some of the components of the course. Now, one of the things I want you to download right now in the Running Record Bootcamp is the LitCentric Common Codes cheat sheet. That cheat sheet is going to show you the 9 most common codes that we're covering in our video series here. But not only that, it's going to talk about what those codes could actually mean. If a student is doing something like omitting words, what does that tell you about the reader? What are some things they might need from you in order to improve? That's really the most important thing about running records. Not how we code them, not even how the student scored, but what the teacher does to respond to what that student needs. That's the whole name of the game. So click that link below, take a look around at the Running Record Bootcamp, and download your Common Codes cheat sheet right now. We'll see you next time. Have a great day at school.